Hello, this is Pastor Roland. Welcome. Today's one of those days where I turn on the camera and start to make a recording. And I don't have anything pre-planned. Don't have anything pre-planned. But what I would like to say is that God has given us some more time. You know, every day when you wake up is another day that you have, and none of us know when our final hour will be. And so every new day is a blessing. Every new day is a day to use for good, to do good and not to do bad. Now, when we're young, we do have ideals, which are very nice. And when we get old, we have to rediscover those ideals if we've fallen away from them. But the other part of us when we're very young is our worldly side. It's very strong. And we want to go out in the world and do things and accomplish things and prove things. See, and a lot of us had traumas when we were kids. We were put down or teased. We have something to prove. We want to go out and compensate for what we lost. Now, what you lost when you were teased, when you became angry, when people were mean to you or rejected you or whatever they did to you, what you lost is not what you think you lost. You think you lost happiness, opportunity, popularity. You think you lost, those things, but actually you didn't. What you lost was rapport with your inner ground of good. See, you could have flown if you had never reacted to their teases or cruelty or whatever, if you had not reacted with resentment, anger, judgment, you would have continued to flow from within. And what happened on the outside, it would be almost as if it didn't even happen. See, it was like nothing. You would just kept moving forward. Okay? But your problem is somewhere along the line somebody got to you, you reacted, and from that point on you were cut off from your own inner ground of good. So that's what you need to rediscover. Your inner ground of good is what God gave you to grow from, to grow, to become the noble person that He intended. Okay? Now, like I said, when we're young, we are very much wanting to go out in the world and do things, and actually that's perfectly natural. Okay? And it is good to go out in the world and do things. Okay? But the main thing is to whatever you do it without resentment. And when you go out in the world, it's okay to be industrious, but not ambitious. Ambitious is like being resentful and trying to prove something or trying to get over on people. See, that's not good. But being industrious is good. Okay? Expressing yourself is good. See, others of us got all bottled up. See, for every person who becomes angry and then storms out into the world to prove something, for every one of those people, there are probably 99 people, well, maybe not 99, but maybe at least a few, who get all bottled up and retreat, pull into a shell, see, and don't express themselves. That's not good either. So what you have to see is that these things out in the world, whatever cruelties or injustices you have encountered or will encounter, you must see them as opportunities to grow, not to compensate. See, and become, like an animal will develop a thick fur. Like when there's a cold winter coming, animals develop a really thick fur. Other animals have developed a thick hide, like a rhinoceros or, see, turtles develop a shell. But see, when you compensate, when you react to things that happen on the outside and then develop a hard shell, see what I mean? Then you have changed. See, you have changed in response to the temptations. But what you must do is grow in spite of the temptations, or even better yet, use the temptations as fodder, food, from which to flower, just like a plant will use dirt. See, a plant uses dirt, and if other animals come along and they leave behind their droppings, for example, then that mixes in with the ground, and it makes the ground more. It's like fertilizer for the ground, for beautiful roses to grow, and lemon trees. See, beautiful things come from. So whatever happens in the world, whether it's injustice, cruelty, meanness, phoniness, hypocrisy, being betrayed, being teased, whatever it is, okay? If you can regain and maintain rapport with your inner ground of good and flow from it, then all of those experiences you'll use to strengthen character. The greater the see, there's no courage without danger. Can you see that? Can you see that for courage to be expressed, there has to be some danger? Okay? And so likewise, character growth, needs temptation to test it. See? To test it. And then when you don't lose faith, you don't become resentful, you don't become angry, okay? And then you respond to the temptation with whatever comes from within. Perhaps nothing needs to be said, okay? Maybe something is to be said or done, but it comes from within, not in reaction to the outside, but coming from within. And then, see, the temptation is left standing with egg on its face, and if it comes to a person, that person is now faced with someone who didn't react. See, it's like the old Western movie. See, you can think of an old Western movie with a noble character like the Lone Ranger, for example. And you can imagine the Lone Ranger walking into a bar to order a glass of milk, for example, because he was a very noble man. He wouldn't be drinking. So he goes in the bar and orders a glass of milk. I'm just making something up. And then they all start making fun of him. See, ha ha ha, look at him, he's drinking milk. Ha ha ha, see, but he doesn't react. Doesn't become angry, remains calm, see? And he moves in his own time and space. Almost as if he were outside of time, okay? And then if an action should be required, see, it's in his time, in his own time and space. And so he will move, and the adversary won't expect it. What comes will be totally unexpected. See? I heard a story, and I can't remember it really well right now, but I heard a story recently, which is just like what a very wise man once told us a story. And so I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something about a lady who was surprised by a burglar came. And the lady, instead of getting upset or being frightened or screaming or being terrified or something like that, she simply said, "Hello, would you like a cup of tea?" I'm just making it up. I can't remember exactly how it went. But he was so surprised by that response that he ran away. He was terrified by it. See? Well, she moved in her own time and space with the perfect action that was inspired. It came from within. So how do you get back in touch with your own inner ground of good? May I recommend that you try the new easy meditation? I have what's called it's called an easy meditation. Very simple, easy to use, simple, but it's actually very spiritual. And what it does is it shows you how to get out of negative thoughts, become centered, okay? Get back in touch with your inner ground of good, and then flow from that inner ground of good. It's that simple. And it's a beautiful it only takes 5 minutes. Okay, I recommend you get that meditation. It's a little it's all it is, a little technique, but it actually is it's far more effective and spiritual than you could possibly imagine. It's very simple, but a lot of people, they don't know how to get back in touch with their inner ground. See, or sometimes people say, well, I don't know how to pray. I feel like my prayers aren't being answered. I want to get closer to God. I want to get closer to Jesus. I don't know how. See? Well, this technique will help you. It's actually an ancient Christian prayer meditation that I have updated for people now, and made it very simple. So I recommend you give that a try. Okay? Then the other thing, of course, is after you start meditating, then you're going to have to see the harm of resenting, and see why you must go out in the world and not resent people. Okay? And not resent yourself. Not resent anything. Okay? That way you can be patient. Go through the world with patience and poise, and you will start to sort things out, get your life in order, and start to flow again. Okay, that's all you need. Some of you have been blocked. Some of you haven't grown because you didn't respond properly to temptation. You didn't respond properly to other people. See, you responded with anger and resentment instead of with patience. Well, now you've suffered, okay, and now you're starting over. Okay, start over. God has given us a little more time. Start over. Okay? My name is Pastor Roland.